Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. Phlarp stands for Park Hills Live Action Role Players. We are a medieval fantasy-themed LARP group that engages in unscripted combat against each other using padded LARP weapons and a shared combat system. We operate out of Park Hills, Missouri every Sunday from 1 until 5 p.m. It is our hope here at the Phlarpin Podcast that through the utilization of this platform, we can expand on the ideas and suggestions taken from our players in order to maximize player retention and to expand our player base. The Phlarpin Podcast is made possible by support from our players and listeners like you. If you would like to support us, please visit our Patreon, where you can do so for as little as $5 a month. Also, any engagement on our YouTube or Facebook pages is much appreciated, and thank you for listening. All right, welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Smith, or North.
And I'm Brandon Frazier, or Daveen Allman.
And I am Chris, or Erik the Red Bloodsucker.
And I'm Jessica, or Mercer Stitch.
Woo woo!
Hello.
I just feel like that was necessary. I don't know why. I just wanted to woo.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's usually my thing. Woo! Not the woo.
Yeah, but you like Ric Flair it.
Yeah,
Ric
like,
Flair.
woo!
Yeah, I'm not doing all that.
Yours is more Ric Flair. His is basic white girl.
Yeah. I actually worked on it quite some time.
Are you proud of it?
Yeah, I think so. You want to hear it again?
so?
You want to hear it again?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Maybe later, when I least expect it.
Okay. That sounds good. When, like, at what point do you think you would least expect it?
I don't know. I guess that's up to you.
Okay. We're open for
if
interpretation.
I told you now, yeah,
That's
then
true.
I would expect it. So
Right, and then it kind of has the opposite effect.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
there's that.
Alrighty then.
So what do you guys want to start with
I
today?
mean, I can think of some times that when I least expect it, like maybe when I'm taking a dump later today,
Yeah.
you just like kick in the door and you're
Yeah.
like, woo!
Yeah, and you're like, okay, admittedly, was not expecting that. Okay.
Okay.
Do you
But
work?
now
Do you
I
work?
might-
Do you work tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just
Just filing that away.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
okay.
We better do it the next day because I expect it now. Now, if it happens, I'll be like, I knew you were coming here.
Maybe like subconsciously, but I don't know that you could like pinpoint that. You know. And maybe it's better that I
Yeah.
say that now all
You'll
day.
see-
You're going to be thinking I'm coming through the door.
Yeah,
You're
and
going to be
when you-
paranoid the whole time.
And when you do, I'm going to try to go woo woo right at the same time too
Yeah, that's
to
fair.
prove that you
You-
didn't surprise me.
You're going to expect him to come into your work, and he's really
Yes.
just going to be sitting in your vehicle whenever you on the back
He's gonna
seat.
kick in the door.
I'm gonna
taking it
sit in
down.
the back, and as soon as you get in your truck, I'm gonna open that window. Woohoo! and
Okay,
just-
that would do it. That would do it. It's a solid plan.
All right.
Please don't do that to me.
Well, the whole joke wasn't for you though. It was just for North.
No, I mean just in general. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, if I have to get in my car by myself at night, and for some reason at all the door wasn't locked when I had to get
Oh,
in there,
yeah.
I like gotta look back and is.
So you want me to tell you guys like just a random, really funny story, real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, my sister used to go to the gym like really late in kind of a sketch area. So one night I stole one of her like extra keys for her car, and I got in her vehicle and hid behind the driver's seat and waited for her to get in the car, and I grabbed her and like made some noise or whatever, and she literally pissed herself
Nice.
in the car. She was pissed a couple ways,
Literally.
but I thought it was maybe the funniest like prank ever, you know? She was pretty aggravated though.
I can feel her pain though. Like,
Yeah.
I would have probably done the same thing.
Yeah, then she was like, "Oh, you got to detail my car or clean my." I'm like, I ain't doing that. You should have pissed yourself. You know,
Like, it wasn't your fault.
it
happened?
wasn't. No, she needs to hold her bladder better. You know,
Wow.
if somebody like just jumped in my car and yelled, I wouldn't just pee all over the place.
I might.
That seems like a her problem, not a me problem. I'm just saying. Either way, I thought it was funny, so that's my funny story.
It's pretty funny.
Thanks.
Not really for
Nobody
her,
laughed.
but
Nobody
I
laughed.
like it.
So where do you guys want to start today? You want to start with Daveen's Corner?
Start at the beginning.
We might as
bro.
well.
So are you ready for
Daveen's Corner?
Wow, I wasn't expecting that woo.
Nice.
Let's see where I want to start today. I did come up with a couple here.
Dead air.
Yeah, it is kind of a...
Dead air.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we'll start with this one. North,
Okay.
this is for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you call a woman who likes small dicks?
I don't know what.
Hopefully your girlfriend.
Awesome.
Oh, man. Okay. So this one says, what is the difference between a hooker and a drug dealer?
I don't know what.
The hooker can wash her crack and sell it again. All right, last one. This one's kind of a longer one, but it's funny. Okay.
Promise?
No.
Okay.
All right, this says,
No promises, I guess.
the 19-year-old daughter of a French woman confides in her mom that she has a positive pregnancy test. The mom panics, demands to meet the father. A few hours later, her daughter's boyfriend arrives in a shiny Mercedes wearing a luxurious Christian Dior suit. He joins the mom and the daughter and reassures them, do not worry. While I cannot raise the child, I fully commit to supporting you financially. I will give you $2 million in one of my mansions. The mom, pleasantly surprised, warms up to the idea. She asks, what if they are twins? The man responds, if they are twins, you will get $4 million and 2 mansions. Very interested, the mom now asks, what if the pregnancy fails? The man hesitates. He asks, what do you think I should do if that happens? The mom gets closer to the man and whispers in his ear, you fuck her again. And that was Daveen's Corner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
So what next?
I think everyone does enjoy the jokes you've been telling the last
Thanks.
couple ones better.
I appreciate
Better
that.
than the dad jokes.
Yeah. I mean, I like dad jokes too, but you got to mix it up.
Yeah.
And hey, they wanted dirty. I'm giving them dirty.
Yeah.
I don't
Dirty
think we're
crack.
scared. I don't think we're. I don't think we're scaring anybody away with them. So.
No, I don't think so either. And I've heard multiple people say they love Daveen's Corner, so
Of course.
it's probably the only reason I continue to look up these jokes each week.
Yeah.
For the listeners.
Yeah, it's all for you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You specifically. I'm
No,
talking to
You
you.
know who you are.
I'm talking to you, though.
Not that one.
No, not that one, but you,
That
though.
one. Yeah.
You.
Yeah. Raise your hand. That one.
Yep. There you go.
Now high five yourself.
Where were you on that one? You were late, bro.
That was like in unison, though. That was pretty nice.
All right. What do we want to do next?
We have options.
Recap.
We have options.
You want to recap next?
Yeah, let's recap.
Let's recap this.
All right.
Just so while he's looking it up, today is Sunday, October
You got it, too.
22nd. And it's 6:56, and it was a beautiful day out.
Oh, it was beautiful out today.
Yeah, it was.
Just the colors alone, and I'm not even talking, like, it felt nice. But it was like probably mid-60s today. I mean, I thought it felt great.
Yeah,
Didn't have to wear a hoodie or anything. Like, it was just nice out today.
Mhm.
it was.
I agree.
And the colors were beautiful. It's like all orange and yellow all at the park right now with all the leaves.
It was majestic.
Mm.
How's that for? It's not really a big word, but
Yeah, I mean, it's like
it's a good word.
8 letters or something.
It's a good word.
Mediocre. No, I'm just kidding.
Mediocre. That wasn't very nice, but funny.
I'm just kidding.
I
Wait, are
It's
you
a good
making
word.
fun of me?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you.
She was just trying to come up with her own fancy word.
Yeah,
No, that's and
I
it was
see.
mediocre.
it was.
Literally.
It was.
Yeah,
It happens.
So,
But hey, at least I'm inspiring someone.
that's true.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
just
want to
trying
lead
to-
this shindig? What's going
Trying
on
to
here?
Join the fun. So let's see. We started off the day like we usually do with the last man standing.
Mm.
Technically, that's not true. Technically, we started with announcements.
Yes, and the only announcement, really the only announcement I had, I'll go ahead and repeat it on here, is that I did get the pole, the electric pole out at the property, tore out where I can put in a new one. So within the next week or at least 2, I will have electricity out at the property. So,
Which is great news.
Yeah.
So we like electricity. At least I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
and it'll make for working out there a lot easier too. Like because the temperature controlled, we can be able to control the temperature a little bit better. Even if we don't have the trailer up and going, there's a shed out there that we'll be able to at least heat through the winter. And you know.
I thought you were going to put like a climate bubble over the entirety of the property.
Well, I thought about that.
Yeah?
and that's about as far as I got.
Well, see,
was
what I
thinking
think we should
about
do
it.
is we build a river down the middle.
right through the middle.
Yeah, that way
Yes.
when it gets hot, we could get in it. And when it
Okay.
gets cold, we could just not.
Fish. You can go ice fishing.
Yeah.
be
Anyway,
nice.
Maybe have like a water campaign.
that would be kind of cool.
It'd be nice to have
Cool.
lights out there too. And also
No, we don't need lights.
What do you need lights for?
Yeah.
I usually just take out a headlamp. That's good enough.
Because I'm a dwarf. I got infravision. I need my light.
Oh, no.
You can get a headlamp with infravision.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be able to see.
Dwarves don't get infravision anymore.
They just get to be short.
Yep.
And have beards.
You're welcome.
I mean, I will say this, though. I feel like this is pertinent. Today, North argued with me in front of a bunch of people about how it wasn't elven-made metal. It was dwarven metal, and he was really hyping up dwarven metal. So he technically had your back today.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was looking at it trying to figure out what the softest place to stab was.
No, actually, I was looking at trying to figure out why you had a steak in your back pocket.
That is a good question.
Well,
Like a wooden steak.
It was sharpened and everything.
It
yeah,
was.
it was.
sometimes vampires stroll into town and
Hold
you gotta
on.
handle business.
What if her issue was with Lucian and not you?
That's true. There's other vampires out there.
True. Maybe it's just for protection. I feel like we're jumping to conclusions right now. Maybe it wasn't even her steak. Maybe she was holding it for somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't even have it right
Maybe.
now. Couldn't tell you where it is.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't tell you where it is either.
Me neither.
None of us. That was weird.
You owe me a Coke now, bro.
He's drinking a Coke.
Yeah, I got not
Nope.
much left of a Coke.
All right, it's mine.
Anyway, so last man standing?
Well, while we were doing announcements, I also wanted to make sure that everybody knew that next weekend is the costume contest.
So
That's true.
That would mean
Let's go ahead and just see the date on that.
It's the 29th. And also,
Thank you.
because it's going to be Halloween, basically, feel free to wear whatever you want to wear for this particular costume contest. If you want to show up as a spooky ghost, show up as a spooky ghost. No one's going to judge you. You know, we've had like some cross-dressers in the past and it wasn't Halloween, so dress however you want.
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
How exactly do you dress as a spooky ghost?
Well, the fact that you don't know, I think, says everything that needs to say.
What? But the question is if a ghost
Yeah.
you can't see. How
I
do
mean,
you dress
according
as
to
a-
your perception of what a ghost is, maybe I think I can see ghosts.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll agree to disagree.
That could be the best costume ever. You just stay home and be like, I'm there. Man, I'm just a spooky
Well, it
ghost.
could be, but you're going to have a hard time getting votes.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Or you get all of the votes. Those are really the options.
You could just have somebody else go and hold the number up. You know, say this is
This is supposed to
whoever-
represent the ghost that's here.
Yeah.
Kind of ghost costume, I guess.
Nice.
That'd
I feel like
that'd be
just for
pretty
the
cool,
memes,
actually.
that would probably get
Yeah.
some votes, sadly. You know what I mean?
So if
So-
you're not going to be there,
Yeah.
there's
no.
an idea.
Listen, now that we've said it, you can't do that.
So you know what? Spooky ghost is out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You could try.
Sorry. I think we just rained on your parade, didn't we?
No, I was just spitballing, man. That's not what I'm doing.
All right.
Okay. Right on. So you got the thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to show up as Johnny Depp.
Yeah, from some movie that nobody's ever heard of?
Yes. That I made up.
Right.
Yeah, last man standing. Third place.
Third, please.
Third, please.
Yep. Third place was Daveen.
Hey, yeah, that was me. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Congrats.
I'm going to be honest. I probably had first place locked up and just ran my mouth. Like, just so y'all know. I told Arno, it was Arno. Well, I'm going to spoil
Oh,
some things,
yeah.
but it was
That's
Arno.
okay.
It was
Spoiler
Arno
alert.
and Reese were left, and I was like, "How
actually
about
did see
both
that.
of you fight me?" And then they just destroyed me
They literally came, from
at
each
two
side.
different
Yeah.
angles, and I was like, "Oh, that was a bad idea. Why'd I say that?"
Yeah. Second place was Reese and first place was Arno. And that was actually pretty interesting because they have a lot of the like similar fighting styles.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a pretty even match. It was entertaining to watch.
I agree, and congratulations to everybody participated in that. Well, what was the first last man standing? Because there ended up being two. But yeah, Arno first, Reese second, and Daveen third.
Yep.
Good job.
Cool.
And it also says that there was like roughly 30 people there today. I'm assuming that means players, but I don't know
Yeah.
for sure. So
That's how many people were there when we started Last Man Standing. We did have a few come in.
that's true.
So it might have been 30, 35
Yeah.
total.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not any new people that wanted to participate today.
But I think we might have. I talked to. I'm going to butcher her name, and I'm going to feel real bad about it. I think her name's Evelyn, which is the one that came with Lord Reese. I talked to her a little bit about it today, and she acted like she may not want to fight, but she may be interested in some other kind of role. But she said she wanted to come and watch and kind of get a feel for things today. So maybe in the future we might end up having somebody else if we want.
Cool.
That'd be awesome.
So anyway.
Next we battled in Minion. You guys want to guess who won?
Me, obviously.
I could take a guess, but who knows?
It was Daveen.
It was Daveen.
Yeah.
Are you stealing the show today, bro?
Dude, you should have heard last week. They made me read it, and it was like, Daveen. I'm like, this is like, and she's like, is your head going to fit through? Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Even though I wasn't present, I still listened.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But just, I was forced into that role.
You were forced into it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Really?
were you really?
Oh, yeah.
He was the only one that had a copy of it, I think.
Way to be,
No,
bro.
but it's cool. It's cool that you're
Yeah.
able to get out there and do that stuff.
I enjoy Minion. It's frustrating sometimes when people don't do what you tell them to do, because that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
There was a part today where I had probably 6 or 7 people, and this was before obviously I won it, and I told, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I told a specific person, hey, do not let that person come after me. They're right there. Mm-hmm. And what do you think happened?
They
ran right past them and stabbed me in the back.
And you were engaged with, like, you were fighting me.
I was fighting someone else. It's frustrating. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
And it was one of my guys coming out of that res point, too.
Right.
So I was relying on that.
I know, but I saw it. I told them, hey, you picked that up, and they just
Uh-huh.
didn't do it. So, like, sometimes it's a little frustrating when you're leading something and you're like, hey, I need you to do this specific thing, and they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating. It's not like, it wasn't like he couldn't physically do it. He just didn't. You know what I mean?
He was like,
Yeah,
screw
and
that
that's really
guy.
the key to that game too, is getting all your people to do exactly what you say, basically. Like
Yeah.
even from resing to like getting back to you, especially from the res point, is like really important. Be like, hey,
True.
as soon as you're back, get back to me.
Well, I don't know if you heard me or not, but during Minion, I'm very much, hey, everyone to me, this person, do
Right.
this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And if they start wandering off, you got to be like, no, get back here.
Yeah, and in fact, somebody wandered off today from my group and got killed, and they were like, oh, so-and-so got killed. And I'm like, yeah, that's what he does. He doesn't listen. Like, it is what it is. Fortunately, it worked out, but...
Yeah. There were several times whenever there were pretty large groups, though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I convinced all the free people to, like, team up on the big groups. I don't know why they didn't do it to me, but
yeah,
maybe because I was the one that was like, hey, go kill that group.
Mm-hmm.
a couple
Yeah.
times there were like leaders of the groups that were like, we'll just have a 1v1.
Yeah, that happened a couple times during that event, too. I convinced Arno almost won, and I convinced him to fight me one-on-one. Futin had a pretty good group. I convinced him to fight me one-on-one. I don't know what these guys are doing. I say it on the podcast. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, or if you're
If
gonna
I'm
do
like-
that, fake him out and like say, oh yeah, but then just like have all your guys attack him.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would do.
Yeah, do something. Don't just fight me honorably one-on-one. It's probably going to go in my favor, and even if it doesn't, like, it just is a stupid move. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
If somebody was
I
like...
wouldn't even take the fight.
No,
would
I
just
wouldn't
be
either.
like,
Yeah, I would too. If somebody was like, hey, fight me one-on-one, I'm like, nah, I have more numbers. I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. It's always funny, though, whenever big groups get spread up. You're like, everybody's free, and it's like a...
yeah, during the one today, I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the Futin one. Obviously I kill them or whatever, and I'm like, oh, you're all free, and they just immediately start stabbing each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, you dummies.
Nobody even knew who killed them. They're like, I died, but I don't know who killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But good times. Anyway,
Yeah, it's always fun. After that, we
King of the Ring.
did King of the Ring, and
And I thought that went well, by the way, with 2 circles.
Mhm. That was actually a shout out to Aragon. That was his like suggestion in the
Nice.
middle of the game. He was like, "Hey, you should try maybe this," and I was like, "We'll just try that right now."
Yeah.
And then we tried it. So
And it worked.
Yeah. At first, for us,
Like the marshals, you mean?
for the marshals, it was a little like
chaotic.
because it was like, I mean, I was at the center trying to direct where to go, and I mean, we had marshals on the outside kind of watching, which was good. But like for me in the center, I'm trying to watch both rings so that I could funnel them, and it got chaotic. But after you came in, you were like,
I explained it a little bit.
just go in twos, and I was all like, okay, I can watch these two, know. And it did get kind of confusing a little bit whenever you were like, okay, if they go in, even now I can't even remember, but it was like to be the king,
Yeah.
so I was just like, you know what, just go in. So
For like a little bit of context, the King of the Ring works like where you basically have a line of people, then you have a ring. The first person in the ring is the king, we'll say. and then he fights the next person.
Or two people.
At the entrance to the ring. He can call in more people, or if there's nobody left in the ring, the next person can just like sort of make a call and go in. Like they can say Excelsior or peanut butter jelly time and enter the ring. Well, and the way it works is if you kill the king, or basically if anybody gets a kill, they get a heal. So if the king kills one of the what we call the peasants, so anybody that's not the king, it can be multiple people, like you said, it can be 2 or 3 people. You can be fighting 2 or 3 at a time. You're the king. You kill one of them, you get a heal. If you didn't take any damage, then you're just basically still the king. But if one of the peasants kills you, they also get a full heal, and they immediately become the king. So the other peasants are going to immediately turn and try to kill him. Well, the way we altered it a little bit, first we had 2 rings that we were just letting the line kind of filter into, and that was still kind of going a little bit slow, because when you have a ton of people doing King of the Ring, you do end up standing in the line a bit.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to speed that up. So we made 2 rings, and then the line just was kind of going into each one, whichever one was open. You were doing a good job of that. And then I kind of like you said, made it a little bit more confusing at first, because what we started doing was going in groups of 2, kind of like we do for Scramble. And then how it would work is if you killed one of the kings, you got a full heal still, but you'd had to kill both to actually transfer the kingship. So like when you killed the last one, that's what you were getting at, I think.
Yeah.
When you kill the last king, that's part of that group of 2, then your group becomes the 2 kings. And then another thing he came up with, we didn't do it today because I didn't want to confuse people even further, but he was talking about too, like maybe we could do a thing where if your partner dies and you still end up getting king, that your partner could maybe heal and come
like
back
revive.
in.
That'd be
Come
cool.
back in.
And I said, maybe you could choose. So if you become the king, you can say, I want the heal, or hey, partner, get back in here.
That's cool.
And that way, if your partner dies, they go on the edge and wait and see what happens. And then if they want to take a heal and I guess they could stay there presumably until you died all the way, because maybe you didn't take the heal or whatever.
Heal.
But I guess you would have to eliminate an entire team. Now I guess you'd have to take it when you became king. So it wouldn't be multiple chances of doing it. You'd have to either get your partner back in or take the heal. Yeah. But if, say you didn't take any damage, there'd be no point in taking the heal. You could be like, hey, partner, get back in here now.
Yeah, it happened to me multiple times today where I went in with a partner and very quickly lost my partner.
Right. And then if it
And
worked
then
out
it's a
with
2v1,
that rule,
yeah.
it would be kind of cool because they'd at least come back in once.
True.
It wouldn't be more than that, though.
Right.
Because the way it
that's
transfers.
something that we can try out next time.
Right. And he was saying another thing we could do is if we just made a big ring, like a great big one, instead of just do teams of 3, period. Just one ring, pretty big, with teams of 3.
I mean, I like it, but I think at that point it's not necessarily King of the Ring.
It's almost scramble at that
Yeah,
point.
it's not really King of the Ring at that point.
That's
True.
true.
So I think King of the Ring is really meant as like a fight opportunity to fight people, one, that you may not get to fight regularly, and 2, it's really just meant to hone your skills, kind of like Scramble, where it's like I kind of enjoy. Sometimes I'll call in 2 people that I know. Like there's a very small chance of me winning this, but if I do, it's going to look real cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that opportunity to have a little bit more controlled setting where somebody isn't going to come and stab you in the back,
True.
but you can fight 2-on-1,
true.
So
But anyway, that was
it's
cool.
cool ideas, yeah. So
Yeah. Do you know that was fun to watch? And also, I just want to throw out there that we especially today had plenty of like marshals. We've kind of set up differently what we were doing,
Yeah.
who's going where.
You want to talk about that at all?
yeah, sure. Let's.
Because I feel like it went really smooth.
Yeah, I do too.
It's something we talked about last week, and it may have been on the podcast. It may not have been. I'm not sure.
I don't think
it was here. I know that. We talked about basically, hey, just to like kind of streamline some things, we're going to like just assign roles to the marshals before the day starts. So like this week, obviously you were a field marshal.
Right.
If you wanted to stay a field marshal, you could, but also maybe next week you work the computer and somebody else is a field marshal, and we just kind of like change roles.
Right.
I'm pretty cool with that too. So I thought it went pretty well. But today we basically assigned a few marshals to be field marshals, which just means you're picking the events, you're setting up the events, you're calling the events. And then we had a couple people working the computer. Then we had a floater or a utility person, which basically
Right.
like I can go wherever I need to go at the time, which fortunately I really wasn't needed today, which was nice. So I think whoever gets that floater position is basically, it's almost kind of like a day off.
Yeah.
Unless you're needed.
Right.
You know?
Then you can like explain how games work, things like that.
Sure.
Yeah. In the
Yeah.
floater position.
It went really well because it wasn't like, okay, hey, I need to scramble and be like, am I working the computer? Do I have this person? Whoever was working the computer, they were on it.
True.
So it was like nobody was stepping on each other's toes or anything.
True. And I even like made some stuff up throughout the day because this was like a new idea. This was like something we kind of like half-assed came up with last week. There were no like cemented rules. I showed up today. I was like, hey, are we doing this? And he's like, well, yeah. And then at one point I was like, okay, well, we need somebody to pick the events. That's always a thing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw it on the field marshals. And then next week it'll probably be me picking, you know what I mean, whatever. But I think that worked out well, especially if they're in charge of setting up the events and stuff. It makes sense that they're the ones that pick the events. That was kind of my thought process behind that. And I thought it went well.
Between that and what we've been doing with the timing to make sure that we're playing a game at a certain time, we're taking a certain time to break.
True.
You know, and timing things that we can to make sure that we're staying on it and not just kind of like, you know, messing around or whatever too long. I think all that has worked really, really well.
And I also really enjoy the idea. I think it was 2 weeks ago that Rose put in the suggestion box about, hey, let's pull these people that don't know the games, you know, 5 minutes beforehand and explain them how the game works. Because there's nothing worse than just going out there and standing while you're explaining the game to somebody.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain. So I specifically, shout out to Erik the Red here, watched him do that during one of the events today and explained a game to somebody before we ever went out there, which was nice.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Thank you.
That was Jailbreak.
Yeah, and Lord Reese, I mean, we don't really have a winner for Jailbreak, but technically speaking, the way we set it up, Lord Reese ended up winning that somehow or
You mean
another.
King of the Ring?
King of the Ring.
King of the Ring, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for King of the Ring, Lord
Oh,
Reese
yeah.
ended up winning that. I guess they basically just like we had a timer
For the last minute.
Yeah.
at the end of the timer, like whoever was left in the circle, like was just kind of like a by chance or whatever, got to fight it out to see. And I guess Lord Reese won that. So
Yeah.
congrats to Lord
Yeah.
Reese.
Dude, Heston was next in line, and he was so ready to go. And then we called time, and
That sucks.
he was like,
Reese kind of won because the other two people did a Simo kill,
Oh,
and Heston's
wow.
like, "I'll fight you. Come on, I'll do it." Like he was so ready, like because he was next in line. I felt bad, but the timer's got to go off on somebody. I mean,
Yeah.
it just is what it is.
that's fair.
But where I was going with that when I brought up the Marshall thing was, if you're getting overwhelmed like that, like we're trying something new, or just direction traffic or whatever, that's why we had more field marshals.
Yeah.
Like just speak up and say something, because we'll come over there and help you, or even if it's not me,
Yeah,
like
even
that's
if
what they're
there's
there for.
right. Even if it's
So-
somebody that's not a field marshal that day,
Yeah.
you'd be like, hey, I need some help. I'll jump out of the event, help, whatever, as the floater. And also the computer people, if they're not doing anything during the middle of an event, can come over and help
Yeah.
too. Like just
Yeah.
because you have an assigned role doesn't mean other marshals can't help you.
yeah.
Because I do feel like at the end of the day, like marshals are a team of their own,
Yeah,
and we got to be able to help each other out.
I agree.
So, and I don't want like one person to feel like everything's weighing on them. It's not fair. So, like if somebody's overwhelmed, just say, "Hey, can I get some help?" You know,
Right.
we're there.
Yeah, like today, as you guys can hear in my voice, I'm battling this sinus thing, and so it's like all week I've been coughing, and so it was like trying to yell at everybody, and there was times I was just like, "Hey, can you call this?"
That's true.
Or
There was at least twice where
Yeah.
you were like, "Hey, can you call the event?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
I have a voice."
I mean, it's normally everybody knows I'm loud, I'm boisterous, but I mean today it was cracking, and
Yeah.
I couldn't project. So finally, I was just like, "Hey, can you
That's
let
fair.
everybody know this? Can you,
Sure.
whatever?" So
Well, it worked out.
and I appreciate everybody helping out today. It was amazing.
Yeah, special shout out to all the marshals. Did an excellent job today.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So thank you to you all and the ones listening.
I like finger gunning. Is that weird? Is that like a nervous tick?
No, that's cool.
It's like a boomer thing now.
All right.
All right, next we battled in Jailbreak, and it looks like first was Wilhelm.
Now this was two different events. I know it's kind of
Yeah.
written confusing, but
Okay, the first event, the winner was Wilhelm, Yfutin, and Aragon.
congratulations to those 3 players.
And just for a little context, I mean, I know most of our listeners already know how to play these games, but I do like to explain it just a little bitty bit. The Jailbreak is basically a game where as the teams get eliminated, instead of dying, they still die, but they go to the jail, and you can like go to the edge of the jail and do different things, like either free one of them. You can, if you have 3
You
people,
free all of them.
You can free them all, or you can make
Make
them all
them fight to the death in the center.
Yeah, and then the winner of that frees
Is freed,
themselves.
yep.
Right.
That was, I mean, that's one of my favorite events that we do. I really do think it's a good event, and also I really, really enjoyed the team of 3 thing, So, which works nice because like we have some marshals that can play or not play depending on whatever. So it's like if we have 14 people, one of the marshals just step in and play. If we have perfect numbers like we did today, I was like, I'll just sit out.
Yeah.
And I do like another thing about that one is when you're dead, in a lot of games in it, you're just dead, and you can't talk. In that one, you can talk, and there's a lot of interaction you can still do even when you're in the jail. Because you can alert other people that they're freeing somebody.
Sure.
You can kind of convince people.
Yeah, I've
If
done
you
that
have a
before.
little bit
Hey,
of coin,
I'll pay you some money. Why don't you come let me out of this jail right
Get
now?
me out, bro.
Shout out to Trinity who let me out today just because.
He did.
Also,
And then ended up
you cost us that
eliminating-
event
right,
though.
He did.
Because later you let him out just
I
because.
freed him because he freed both of us.
Yeah.
And then he pretty much stabbed Mercer in the back.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that was the second
There was no
round.
pretty much. He did stab Mercer
mean,
in the back.
Well,
It's-
to be fair, I didn't realize that he was outside of it, and I did start counting close enough for him to just go, boop.
yeah. You got to watch that guy. He'll just stab people,
Yeah.
man.
I should have moved over where I wasn't like within reach of him, but so that's on me for not paying attention to.
And at
but-
one point, almost all of them were in there, and there was a full jailbreak, right? We had one full
Yeah.
jailbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where it
Yeah,
was like
that was
everybody
fun.
got freed.
yeah,
Yeah, I was a big part of that. I was on the second one, I think, because basically, well, we'll just say what happened. North was on a different team, and I was sitting down on the ground.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
you started running your mouth about how I couldn't deal with you, and I was
Yeah.
like, "That's it." And I just got up and went and got my stuff, and I went and asked the marshal. Said, "Hey, can I just enter as a solo? Because like it had started, but like people weren't really dead yet." And they told me no.
Okay.
And then almost immediately, Trinity stepped up and was like, freeing Daveen 1, freeing Daveen 2.
did.
And I was like, now I'm going.
Right.
So that was fun, though.
Yeah, I was standing there with my team, and we're sitting there strategizing. We're talking about how we need to stay away from everybody and stuff.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, I don't even know what provoked that, but I said something to you, and then I was like, okay, I may have just aggroed Daveen or whatever. I was like, he's going to come straight for us. You guys know that, right? And they're like, are you serious? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to get his
I didn't
stuff
come
ready.
straight for you, but at one point you were on the run.
He was.
And it was us two, and we're not going to catch you.
No.
There's no way. You're running in a circle around the jail. There's no chance we're going to catch you. And I was like, you know
I
what?
had no arms.
I said, I'll cut him off. And I started going the other way, and you still almost got away. I'm like, man, that boy is quick.
yeah.
Yeah, there was one time where it was right after that, and I think you had no arms or whatever, and Heston had just got killed,
Oh, God.
and he didn't go into the jail, and I just take off sprinting after you, and I almost got you, but I had to run around Heston, and then it was like uphill, and I was like,
Yeah, no.
no, that's not
done.
happening.
Yep, that's done. You got away. Congrats.
I'm gonna turn around.
Yeah, but I did enjoy playing that today. That was fun. So that was the first one.
Yep. The second round was the winners were Sarvok, Trinity, and Lucian.
Fair
Nice.
enough.
Cool.
That Trinity guy.
Yeah, you want to talk about that last kill from Trinity? That was
guy.
cheeky.
It was.
We were fighting, and Trinity like smacked me in the side of the head, basically. Not on purpose, I don't think. I think he was trying to get around my shield, but he smacked me in the side of the head, and I was kind of like dazed for a second, and he just smacks me in the leg. I was like, "Oh, that's a strategy,
Yeah.
you little punk."
And then
He's
he went
like,
to
"I
help
didn't
you.
mean to."
And then when you went to help, he went to help you up, and you're like slapped his hand away. Did
No,
you?
yeah, but that was more or less like I was tired. I was tired. I was like, I'm just gonna lay here for a while,
And he did.
I did. We talked. He sat there with me, and I was like, I was like, I'm just a sore loser, man. That's all that is, But it
It's
would
not
work.
really unusual for you to lay down and take a break, though, every
That's
now and
true, dude. I get tired.
then. Especially when the weather's nice.
Yeah.
He's all like nap time.
Mm-hmm. It was. I enjoyed laying there. Anyway.
After that, we battled in ditch.
Ooh.
I didn't say it.
And the first time I noticed you didn't say, you said battle in the whatever. You did not say.
Keep you on your toes.
Yep. The heroes were the winners. And the captain was Heston. And his starting team was Wilhelm, Yefuten, Lucian, Trinity, Agama, Elizabeth, Lady Elizabeth, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Torvald, Valnir, and Pius.
Okay, time out. Now we got to talk.
Yeah.
So Lady Elizabeth gets her title, but Valnir doesn't get his lordship? Come on now. Let's do better.
Okay.
He's evil. He's going to earn the respect
I
of the
need
the
to
citizens.
interject here.
man.
Also,
Okay.
Wilhelm is also a lord.
Okay, I need to interject.
I don't know. It just rolls off the tongue better. I'm sorry. Okay. Do you want me to do it again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Redo it,
Just
please.
interject. Go.
Okay.
Just go. Oh, okay.
All
You
right.
just went.
I'm just going. It's Lord Wilhelm,
Yeah.
Gefuten,
Yeah.
Heston, Lucian,
Yeah.
Trinity,
Yep.
Agama, Lady Elizabeth,
Correct.
Torvald,
Uh-huh.
Lord Valnir,
That's right.
That guy.
and Pius.
I'm just saying if somebody is like taking up the title of Lord or Lady, they've earned it.
Okay. So, I want to dispute this. Okay?
What are we disputing?
The first round, the heroes won. Correct?
Yes?
Oh, here we go.
The second round, the monsters win.
Right.
Okay.
And we get a player.
You got Trinity.
And then all of a sudden, what happens?
What do you want me to do? Tell him he can't join the game?
Valnir shows up and they automatically throw him with the heroes. So
Should have
therefore,
flipped a coin, maybe.
There was already more people on the monster side
we
because
needed
they had
another
taken
one.
Trinity.
We need
Get
another one.
out of here.
And then what happens?
Again.
It happens again.
Well, yeah, because you guys
And
stole
then
Valnir.
Pius shows up. So it's like every time we get somebody, we're supposed to have an advantage. No. They're all like,
All
you
right.
can have somebody, but we're going to replace
I figured
them.
something out. I figured something out just now in this moment.
Oh, yeah.
I
do
am
tell.
not the only sore loser at this table.
Can I get a high five?
right here.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. That just happened.
Yeah, because to me, I'm like, I had fun either way.
Yeah. I mean, I just sat there and watched.
Did you fight
but-
in that one?
No,
No, I mean,
she
like
was
when-
sitting next to me sharpening her steak. I mean,
Hey, Trinity, can you...
could you edit that out?
I mean, I'm sitting
Thanks,
right
bro.
here. It's not going to matter if you edit it out.
We're not in character right now. That's metagaming, sir.
Yeah, duh. Psh,
Okay.
No, I did not play in that particular event, but
play.
anytime.
Ooh.
See, I didn't play. I was
We
being
don't
serious.
play around here.
We don't
Right.
play in this.
You think this
I
is a
didn't
game?
participate in that particular event, but if I do lose whenever I'm playing, I'm like, well, I had fun either way. It doesn't matter to me. These two, not so much.
Listen.
I can be a sore loser, but
here
I'll
to
still
win.
have fun being a sore loser.
Sure, I did too. I'm just going to
So-
slap some hands away. And just get away from me for the next 3 minutes. You know?
And then I'll come back and, pat you on the butt and say, good game.
Please
A
don't.
little sus, but okay. Fair enough.
Good game.
Yeah. I've
I
never
just
been a
say
butt
good
pat
job,
guy.
No,
And then
sorry.
bury it deep, cry about it later.
It was probably a bad choice of words for what we were talking about. Anyway, continue on.
And then to finish the day, we had a last man standing. Third place was Ye Futen, second place Heston, and first place was Lord Valnir.
Yeah. Congratulations to the winners.
Indeed.
And you know what? All the participants.
Everybody.
Thank
Good
you for
job,
making our
everybody.
game awesome.
Everybody today.
Yep.
Good job.
That was the recap.
Yep. Hip hip.
Huzzah.
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 I was gonna do it by myself, and then I thought, well, I guess that's
Yeah,
more
but
of
I
a group
felt like
thing.
you were going for hip hip hooray. Like that's what I started like to get the H, you know?
They both start with an H, bro.
Oh, you're right.
Hip hop.
Gosh, I'm not very smart.
All right, we got, what, 3 segments
Hippopotamus.
left? 3 segments? Are you still got a segment right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You wanna do
sure.
yours
Yeah,
or mine
sure.
Next.
I'll go next.
Okay.
All right, so are you
This
ready
is
for Mercer's
Mercer's
Fun and
Fun
Games?
Oh,
I wasn't sure what we were going with.
I
Well,
said
yeah,
thanks.
because you're not sure. That's the problem.
You are very correct, sir.
Mercer's claptrappery or whatever.
I thought we were letting that one go.
Can we just get subtitles
We'll let that go.
for Mercer's Fun and Games?
Yeah, that's what we went with.
Fun and games. What do you got lined up for us today?
Okay, so for today, I have who is most likely
Ooh,
out of
Okay.
the 4 of us.
okay.
Okay.
We don't want to call out any players that can't defend themselves.
That's
right now.
fair.
Or sorry,
Or not fair.
heroes, or
Right.
villains.
Well, it depends on who you ask because some of our players think that there's no heroes there. Freaking fangs.
Those guys.
Unbelievable.
All right, so at this table,
Yeah.
who is most likely to impulsively buy an inflatable dinosaur suit?
I mean, it ain't me. I know that.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Are we just pointing fingers?
Yeah.
It is one of you two. I just don't know which one.
I
Rock, paper, scissors.
I see Chris doing it just for the laughs.
Yeah,
Is it
for
on,
sure.
On
Yes.
3?
I could see. I could see him doing it for
Okay.
something weird
Rock,
too, though.
Paper, scissors, shoot. Okay.
You guys literally wore alien costumes in the parade. So, like,
Just
That's
me.
true.
Halfway through it, I had to take it off.
Now you
I
know.
was
Dude,
like,
you were sweating, dude.
dude, I couldn't breathe.
now you know why we pointed at you.
So what? I don't
So
even
I
know
bought
really
the-
why I did that. So,
So
you
Sam-
ended up buying the.
I bought it.
He bought it.
I could see that too, though.
I mean,
could
I
see
do
either
think
one.
those costumes are funny. The ones that look like different little
The
you know, it looks
little
like a-
dinosaur
or a
costumes.
UFO, the
Oh, yeah.
abduction one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had an answer. What do you
this
got
one
next?
might be tricky.
Ooh,
Who is most likely to cheat at a board game?
I don't cheat.
Yeah, I would not cheat at a board game.
I don't cheat at board games. I promise you. Now, I might get real mad and be a sore loser, but but I'm not going to cheat at the game.
I'm not a sore loser, but like when it comes to board games, I don't cheat, but I don't let you win.
What are you saying there? Won't let you
I'm
win?
saying-
Let me guess. You were always the banker when you play Monopoly.
That's where I was
No.
about to go.
No, what I'm saying is if you win against me, you actually won. Like I don't do any favors. I don't like help anybody out. I don't. You gonna have to
Oh,
come up
okay.
with your own strategy and win it
Kind of
yourself.
for me, it kind of depends on the game on how I play it.
And who's gonna like be like, yeah, I cheated.
I'm a
board
cheater.
games."
Yeah. Don't play board games with me because I cheat. No.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know. I can tell you who would cheat. My dad. He cheats at checkers, chess, anything he can do to cheat at a board game to win, he does it. And it is infuriating. Infuriating. One time I came
Checkers?
back, checkers. One time we stepped away to like go eat dinner or something. I came back to the thing
Low
and he had like
stakes
3
checkers.
kings. I was like, you didn't have any of those. You are cheating, sir.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's bold. Just
Why
throw the
would-
kings out there automatically, not even set up a
No,
play for
no,
it.
would
no,
you
nothing. He
leave a
just,
game?
Oh.
Why would you leave a game?
Because
it's
it's
like dinner
checkers.
time.
And it's checkers.
I'm not
Finish
finishing
the
that.
game.
No, I'm hungry.
You finish it.
I'm going to eat my mashed potatoes with no skins in them. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh wow.
Mac and cheese, bro.
So the
That's
answer
what
to
it's
my based on your
Disgusting.
thing, because I'm not really sure.
We can
we're-
skip that one. We can say nobody.
I'm going to say my dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Even though he's not here to defend himself.
All right. Who is most likely to become a meme?
Ooh. That's a big moth.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it could be anybody, really.
I think
It's
that's
like,
a
does the
split
internet
between us.
choose who gets me?
Yeah, how about in the comments you tell us which of the 4 of us do you think would be the biggest meme? What do you think about that?
Could
I
that-
think it would be
All right.
North.
Could that be like
think so?
the question?
Yeah.
Well, we have a question
Okay.
prepared.
Okay. Just
which
definitely leave.
we
it
can
in the
just throw
comments.
that in now. Just mess up the
yeah.
whole
Yeah,
shindig.
that's got to be at the end of my thing, doesn't it?
No, because
Nah.
then people
Nope.
know where it's at.
That's
Oh
what they
my
expect
God.
it to be.
Okay.
All right, so this week's question is, what are some misconceptions or stereotypes about LARP you'd like to correct?
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll
That's
start
some
thinking
ideas.
about that.
Okay.
I already got it.
Hit it in the comments.
So hopefully on Wednesday I won't be busy and I can comment because I got one right meow.
Right, meow?
Right meow.
Okay.
Okay.
Who do you think is most likely to hide a zombie bite?
Ooh. I'm just going to say Chris. I feel like it would be Chris. I don't know why, but that's how I feel in my heart right now.
Ouch! And no, I didn't get the license of that bus.
Chris or her. I think me or you would be like, dude, you're gonna have to cut my
Yeah,
head off.
like literally
Yeah.
shoot me in the head.
Yeah,
I'm not
like, this
becoming a
is
zombie.
over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I would act too.
I think North would
We would
be
have
like,
like a pact. It'd be like, dude, if either one of us gets bit,
Yeah.
we're
True.
I will murder you.
I just feel like in that moment, I would just like look at my arm or wherever the bite was and just be like, fuck.
yeah.
like, shit.
I think that's how he would be too.
God dang it. I thought I'd be the last one.
I don't know. I think
Cold?
Nope.
Oh, you're hiding your bite. Yeah, smart.
I don't know. I think it would almost be me because
Yeah.
Okay, it's instantly I'm changing my vote.
I tend to have a tendency sometimes to like downplay things
Self-preservation.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Or you're just
Yeah.
gonna like fight it.
She's like twerking,
Yeah.
like tweaking.
But-
like, what's wrong with you? I don't know. Think I got the cold.
Allergies.
Like I just run around like trying to make sure everybody else is okay and like helping everyone else. I'm like, it's fine. My stuff doesn't matter. Like I
So
could
you-
see me like
Till you turn and infect the whole group
Yeah.
or whatever.
She's just like, chop it off.
And you know what? That could be an
mean-
option too.
If you fast enough.
Yeah.
If he was like,
If I saw him
dude,
like,
gotta-
chop my arm off. You know?
I'd be okay with it though. Like if I turned, I'd be like, just take me out.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fine.
how I would be too.
Just shoot me in the face.
Yeah. Right here, please.
Or at least just let me off.
Maybe
like,
let's
leave
not
me
get
be.
demonetized with this.
Or just like,
That's fair.
or just like leave me be like, hey, keep going, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get eaten or turned into a
So we're all in
zombie.
agreement. So it's Mercer.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Self.
probably
Okay. Sorry for the initial attack.
That's okay, bro. God, I thought we were friends.
So, but it wouldn't be self-preservation. It'd be more like you're just worried about. Like,
Yeah, obviously,
trying
it has an aspect of self-preservation. Like you don't not realize that it's there.
No, I'd be like, I can help this person, this person, this person with all this. I got like 45 minutes before I turn.
See
I can
what I'm
get
saying?
this
That's
done.
crazy. That's crazy, dude.
I mean, you might as
you
well
are
make the-
not on my zombie apocalypse team. I'm telling you that right now.
You might as well make the best of what time you got left.
Nah, because then you're gonna turn. How about
Right, because we're
You're
thinking
going
like,
to anyway. If
Yeah,
you've
but if
been
you're
we
the-
gonna kill you?
But
well, I got 45 minutes, bro. You can wait.
Nah, we're doing it now.
Wait your
Yeah.
turn.
This ain't
More
even
minutes-
exact science anyway.
yeah, and the more minutes go by, the higher the risk.
Yeah.
So.
She's like, oh, she turned at 35 minutes, and now half of us are dead.
Jeez, way to be.
What if you're a creeper zombie? Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what else you got?
Well, who do you think is most likely to get stuck on an escalator?
I'm sorry, bro, but I think it's you.
I think I get stuck on an escalator. Maybe.
Is it an escalator or elevator?
An escalator.
Oh, an escalator.
I
Yeah,
think, I think it depends on. I think it depends on my what kind of condition I'm in at the time. You know, where my brain's at, and that kind of thing. It's possible. I don't know.
I'm just gonna throw out there those things scare the living heck out of me.
The escalators. I have seen
Fair.
some pretty scary situations where people get like sucked into theirs and like lose their legs and stuff.
No, whenever I was a kid, I can remember my mom, like we went somewhere, like a hospital or somewhere where they had it, and I can remember her telling me if I didn't stand still that it would suck my feet under, and it like just, I don't know.
Wow.
It
So
stuck
it's
with me.
really just trauma
Yeah.
from your mom
And
being
like
kind of
stepping
rude.
on it and like off of it, like I get motion sick and stuff real easy. Like I don't know, I don't like it.
But I'm the
I-
problem.
I'm not gonna get stuck on it because I don't use them.
There's already a fear there. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
Cool thing about an escalator is it can't really be broke though, because it can just turn. It's just gonna like
Turn into stairs.
Turn into stairs.
Yeah,
right?
but when that happens, they don't let anyone walk on them, which is weird. They like just shut them down.
What are the ones that don't turn the? Is it still an escalator like in airports? Like I know in Atlanta airport, you have to like go completely across the airport, and they have shuttles like shuttle trains, but they also have like the escalators that are just flat.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Like
just
a
get on that thing. It's like.
conveyor.
I will.
So
I'll
is that
tell
a
you.
conveyor or is that an escalator?
That seems like a conveyor to me. But what I will say about an escalator
Escalator.
Okay,
conveyor.
yeah.
is
escalator,
I've been at the. It's funny you brought this up because I've been at the airport where people try to take their luggage on an escalator and it just goes doo, 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 all the way down the escalator. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, how did you?
you gotta go up and it
I'm
come
like,
back
oh,
down.
I didn't expect that to happen. Well, I did. You know,
you just gotta hope it lands on a stair that follows you up. And doesn't roll all the way back down.
this was going down. They like put their suitcase on like one of the escalator steps, and I guess it didn't stay there. Clearly, it was like too big for it or whatever. And they like took their hand off it. Next thing you know, the thing's going doom, doom, doom all the way down the escalator. We're fortunate there was no one in front of them.
Well, I mean, it was unfortunate for them because they might have caught their luggage.
True.
Depends on how you look at it, I guess.
I was just thinking about this, this random baggage just knocking somebody over and falling down the escalator.
I mean, what if there was a body in there?
It could have been.
Like live body.
So like, I know where we'll get rid of this
Yeah,
on
smart.
the escalator.
Yeah. Oh, that happened. Ooh.
That escalated quickly.
Love that.
All right, I got one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is most likely to fight for player one on a video game?
Me. Facts.
Yes.
I'm player one.
No cap.
No, I'm not even gonna front. This is my game. I'm player one. It is what it is. I get the best controller. I'm player one. If you want to play with me, you can be player 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. That's how I feel.
You wouldn't fight him for it?
No.
No.
Yeah, not if it was your system, but
Oh, so you would think you're player one?
but if it was like my system,
Listen,
yeah,
if I came
would be
over to
like,
your
"Nah,
house,
no, you're not
I'd be
getting-"
like, I want that controller, and I'm player one.
no, then I would fight you for it.
Would you?
Yeah.
So we have a split decision.
Yeah, I guess.
You want to rock,
No.
paper, scissors for it?
Sure.
Okay, well, I just get player one, so you lose.
While you're over there making your fist movements, I already got the
Yep,
controller.
I've literally already got
He's
the
all
controller
like-
in my hand.
Done.
And that was it for
Jessica's
Fun
fun. No,
Games.
Jay Mercer's stuff.
yeah.
Mercer.
Dang, we got to work on that.
Who said we had to do this
Mercer's
thing?
Fun and Games, because we
Yeah.
We
introduced
just
it.
did it.
Yeah.
So really what happened was the first time we ever did Daveen's Corner, I was like, hey, like make some fireworks or something, like as a joke to Trinity, and he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like now every time I'm just kind of like this, like hoping there's fireworks again.
Do we all have to have that?
Can we
though?
have? Can we try again? I'll try again for you. This is Mercer's Fun and Games.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
That was
Mercer's Fun and Games!
Woo! Yay!
You would have surprised me if you'd have or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I only jumped on it because you did it, and it just felt right.
Okay. It
So-
did feel right.
Yeah.
Thanks for the redo. Felt
Yeah.
better the second time.
Yeah.
We got you,
More
homie.
natural.
I unaccidentally used your real name during the first take, so I'm glad we
You did.
redid it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So we're definitely gonna have to edit that out, bro, because you screwed it.
Nah, it's okay.
No, I think we
say
leave
my
it.
real name in the beginning, just
Yeah.
like everybody else.
All right.
If
And
that
next-
is her real name.
Okay, so next we're gonna do.
Wait. I'm hold
Yeah,
on.
hold on.
Before we go
Feedback
down,
frenzy.
Okay. All right, ready?
Norse
Norse
Feedback Frenzy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to memorize these, and you really need to change yours.
Can we write these down for us?
I thought about doing that
Yeah,
on this
we
one.
just make the buttons. We don't really use any of them anymore.
Dumbass.
I am not.
It's debatable.
Okay, while he's looking this up, my girlfriend, for some reason, every time you know how like Scooby Doo goes,
Yeah.
every time I do that, they just like instantly start just belly laughing.
Really?
And I don't know why. I'm like, that was so terrible. She's like, it gets me every time.
Scooby Doo is pretty lit though.
So I can't do it right now. It's not that
Also,
great,
I do feel like I owe North an apology for just like completely railroading his North feedback frenzy. So I'm sorry about that, but continue on.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready, but
You should have a 3-part apology.
Maybe later.
Okay.
And actually, last week we forgot to say the question.
Yeah.
And so I sent
Vinny,
You got this.
sent Trinity a voice clip of like, hey, we forgot the question. It's this or whatever. And he just like legit put that voice clip at the end of the podcast.
That's awesome.
I sounded
Awesome.
so terrible. It was bad. But anyways, the question was,
But thank you, Trinity. The question last week was, if you were a character in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which character would you be?
and
Okay.
I second that. Thank you to Trinity. Appreciate it.
I don't second it or third it or anything. Just so we're clear.
Why?
I don't because he
first we
doesn't
have-
like getting shouted out.
First, we have Pius that says, I would be the Black Knight because as a fellow paladin, 'tis but a scratch. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Also, if you haven't seen this movie, go see it. It's hilarious. The next one comes from Valkyrie, the non-living entity. And it says, Peyton Parrish is mine and Valnir's magic. What? Who's
What the
Peyton
heck?
Parrish?
I feel like that was a name that was used for a music thing like the week before or something. I
Oh,
could be
okay.
wrong.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess never mind on that one. And then the next one is Trinity, which I really like Trinity's answer. I read it almost like immediately when he submitted it last week, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. It says, I would have to say, sir not appearing in this film, which is funny kind of on a lot of levels because he doesn't like to be shouted out and stuff, and it's like a very short joke in the movie, so it's like it's pretty funny.
Pretty funny.
Yes.
Pretty funny.
He's clearly watched
Oh,
it more
here's-
than once.
And here is Valkyrie's answer. It says, the French taunter. So,
The French taunter is pretty funny. So there.
Was that Valkyrie's answer or mine?
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, no, that's yours.
Oh
That is-
wow.
Oh.
Oh my
You guys
gosh. There we
first-
go.
First,
Wow.
First names are both Jessica. I got confused.
Jeez.
I got confused.
That's okay.
Is the French taunter? Give us a line of the French taunter.
You remember what he says?
I told him we already got one.
That's like my favorite joke from that guy too.
Now go away before I taunt you a second time. I can't do the accent.
No, it's
Can we
funny.
see it?
We get it.
That was close.
No. Anyway, okay, and then the next one is from Valnir. It says the Black Knight, because could you imagine to have his pain tolerance? I mean, he got his legs cut off and his arm cut off, and he is just like, 'tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah, it is a very funny moment.
That's one of my funny, that I think the joke is hilarious when he gets everything, he gets like all his limbs cut off or something.
bite your ankles.
He's got like a leg or both legs. He gets both arms cut off, and Arthur turns around immediately and like kneels, and he's like, oh, thank you for this victory on this day. And then you see the guy's foot just come into the frame and kick him in the side of the head.
It's a funny scene.
Yeah.
God, it's been forever since I watched that. I'm gonna have to watch
North of Phlarp has got an answer here. I'll read that one for you.
Let me hang on. Let me read one more. Then when the next one is from Heston, it says, definitely going to go with the Black Knight. Dude's built different, lost all 4 limbs, and he kept going.
True dat.
Boom. Let's hear Phlarp's answer.
All right, what's
No, this is north of Phlarp.
North of Phlarp.
North
He
of
said,
Phlarp.
I would be Arthur because I'm obviously the protagonist.
I don't know. You look like Brave Sir Robin today. He was running away quite a bit.
Okay, well, I was outnumbered by a lot, okay?
I mean, to be fair, you probably started that argument and fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
So, anyway, is that everybody? Or everybody that answered the actual question?
Yes.
And anybody that's listening that hasn't seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah, go watch
If you're watching this podcast, I guarantee you'll like the movie.
Whoa,
Yeah.
First off, to make a guarantee like that seems a bit extreme.
I have
No.
watched people
Sith Lord.
watch it.
Absolutes.
Yes.
That's one thing I feel like if you have enough in common with us that you find this podcast entertaining, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I would guarantee it. 100%.
I have seen people not get it, though, and be like, not laugh. Like, the first time I watched it, I laughed some, but I watched it harder the second time just because I realized what you could laugh at and, like, what's supposed to be funny or whatever. Like, basically everything is a joke. Like,
Yeah.
kind of. Like,
It's like a parody movie.
Yeah.
It's meant to be like that, but it's funny. I think you also have to understand that kind of humor.
Yeah.
Like if
Right.
you're, I do think it's kind of like an intellectual humor where there's like a lot that'll just go right over your head if you don't get it. You know, like as a for instance, I know this is kind of like left field or whatever, but when I watched Shrek 2, right, there's a scene where they're chasing around that white Bronco, and I don't think most people realize what that's referencing, which is obviously the whole OJ
right.
situation, and it's very funny if you realize what's happening in the movie.
Like, what that joke
Like,
is.
I cannot believe they did that. Like, there's so much adult humor in that movie.
I don't
It's
remember
awesome.
that joke in it. I wonder if I did not.
So, at some point, they turn Donkey into a white horse.
I do remember that, yeah.
And then at some point, he's like running away from everybody and everything's crashing and there's like all the stuff going on. You'll have to just watch the movie and see what I'm talking
To
about, but it's
understand
funny.
what the reference is.
Yeah.
There's actually in Shrek, all the Shrek movies, there's quite a few things in there that
True.
like
yeah.
reference different situations or like different pop culture things and stuff that some people don't get, but you've watched it 2 or 3 times, you know.
You start to pick up on jokes. You're like, oh, God, that's really funny. I can't believe I missed that, you know?
It's actually kind of cool though, because if your kids were around the age where the Shrek movies were coming out and they wanted to like watch them over and over and over
sure.
again, every time you watch it, you'd like see something different.
Pick
You're
up a
like,
new
oh,
line.
dang, that's
Yeah.
funny, you
Yeah.
know. So that was cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got any more?
No, and we already asked the question, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we just clarify that? Well, let me just say, I'm going to clarify just a little bit. So if you haven't listened to the podcast before, you answer that question, put it in the comments, you get credit for playing an event. Just to let everybody know.
That's
Boom.
simple.
And that's been
North Feedback Frenzy.
All right.
I was like
cool.
just like watching mouths to see what the words were again because I couldn't remember.
Okay.
All right.
You got a segment?
I don't have a segment.
I mean, maybe you should prepare
It's
one.
okay. I don't always have one.
She doesn't even have a name worked out for hers.
I mean, can my segment be
Sure. Give us the name, man.
what is this? This is the suggestion box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eric's spectacular suggestions. But we're not going to make it that great. So we'll just go into our suggestion box, folks.
So we're going into
Eric's spectacular suggestions.
A lot of enthusiasm on that. Good job.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Thanks, bro.
You're welcome.
All right. So,
Woohoo!
Okay, I was a little surprised.
yes.
Little surprised.
I was surprised.
He surprised himself on that one. All right. So I'll start it off.
I don't know about least expected, but
I'm waiting for you to just like do it in a video and send it to him.
Yeah.
one day.
I'm gonna be like, this guy showed up at my house at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
You watch
Knocked
that
on my
movie
door.
yet? You watch that movie yet? You watch it?
No.
No.
Yeah, 3 times.
Liar.
No.
You would have texted
never
me and
lie.
been like, okay, I was wrong. It's the greatest movie I've
No,
ever
when I
watched.
watch it, I'm not gonna tell you because I'm gonna use it on 2 truths and a lie. So get ready for that.
I know it's a lie.
We'll see. I'm gonna win that one then.
Go ahead.
Happy everyone took their hits today. Great day.
Me too.
Yeah, because sometimes that doesn't
was.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So good job.
like as the marshals were watching some of the battles, like we were kind of standing around watching and we were like, you know what? Today went off without a hitch because everyone has been, I guess, paying attention in our podcast. And we were like, no, we really haven't seen anybody slough hits or anything
True.
like that. So
There's always a couple.
yeah.
But I
And-
mean, it's like light years better than it was. And I
It's-
do think that most of the credit belongs to the lack of winning XP.
I
I
would agree with that.
99.9% agree.
Yeah, you do.
I 100% agree with your 99.9.
Well, nonetheless, let's move on.
compounding percentages.
I already threw 100 out there earlier.
Oh,
and
can I,
didn't
can I
take it
read
back.
mine next?
No.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in invisible ink.
All right, here we go. This one says. All right, next.
All right, good job.
It's blank.
I like that.
Very deep.
Yeah, thanks.
Wow. Moment to reflect.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I don't know that anyone could.
Thankfully, he didn't.
This one says, "Is the podcast done?
Nice.
Are you done?
You okay?
No, I'm just kidding.
You gonna make it?
You good?
Take you a drink. Oh, okay. We'll continue
Okay.
on.
Is the podcast done doing guests?
I mean, I don't know if this is actually something that we've.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got it. I don't know if that's something we've talked about, but we have technically a full table right now. I guess if somebody's not going to be there and we know about it ahead of time,
It's possible, right?
maybe we would take a guest on that day.
And maybe like maybe we could get into doing guests more on some sort of like schedule basically where we're not necessarily impulsively doing it too, because sometimes when you take a guest or maybe like have a guest section, maybe something. I'm not completely opposed to having a guest, but at the same time too, you kind of never know what you're getting into, and sometimes it's better for people to have a little bit of more like or a little bit more developed like kind of chemistry to be able to flow off of each other.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it wouldn't work out with some guests or whatever, but it just sometimes when it's the first time they're on there, they're a little nervous, or there's just a lot
True.
of factors go into it. So
Because we have had guests that like it went really well, I thought, and
Yeah.
we've also had guests where like, oh, that was rough. Let's not have that person back.
right,
And not to sound rude or whatever, but sometimes the podcast just needs to sound a certain way, and some people just don't sound that way or don't sound good. On the podcast, they say things that they shouldn't say or whatever.
Yeah.
So, if you've been on the podcast before and we've had you multiple times, maybe, but I do think that that's going to be like pretty subjective.
yeah, like so I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility, but right now we're not really worrying about trying to get someone as a guest. Another thing too is, whenever with the electric coming on at the property, one of the first things that we're going to do is get the room where the podcast is going to be played in to be temperature controlled, so that hopefully instead of doing the podcast here eventually, before we ever actually do our grand opening, we'll do the podcast at the property, so that afterward, if a bunch of people want to come out to the property afterward, we can work and
That's
do
good.
stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We make the videos we've been talking about, different things like that. And it would be more convenient in that setting to pull someone in for a small segment and be like, hey, we're just having you on as a small guest here, ask
Sure.
you a few questions or whatever, but it's just a segment really where we're not necessarily tying up the whole podcast if it ends up being kind of a
Yeah, no,
rough.
that makes sense.
Right. Right.
so.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
So the ideas are out there on trying to get somebody on, but it might be different than what it used to be. That's it.
I think it's your turn.
I have Heston's death charge and RP deaths are always great. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's usually like for Valhalla, and then he tries to take on like 50 people by himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he did that at least once today that I saw him do. He might have done it multiple times, but I know at least once he did it today, and it was pretty epic. Like he goes into it knowing he's gonna die. So
Right. I mean,
it's
you
pretty
should.
cool. Yeah.
I think it's kind of asinine to think that you're going to defeat 50 people or whatever's left, you know,
It's
like
for Valhalla, and then he kills everyone. He's like, wow, okay.
wow, I
maybe
didn't
not.
expect to kill
Maybe
everyone.
not for
I guess I'm
Valhalla.
not going to Valhalla right now.
Now, I will say that when you won Minion, and then we did our little video,
Right.
and then when you said, I want all my minions to die, I was
the very
watching
end.
everybody. At the very end, he took his axe. He's like,
Oh, that's awesome.
and I
love
was all
that.
like, oh, dude, that was epic.
It's usually about 50-50. So like whenever Minion's over, you're like, I think somebody asked me today, like, what do you want the Minions to do? And I was like, die?
Yeah.
You know, like the game's over, you know? That's pretty cool though. I didn't notice that from Heston, but I appreciate it.
This makes me think of an idea too that I had that I wanted to kind of like throw at you guys. What do you think about the idea of not starting campaign until the winner has walked off the field? So the winner is the one, usually at the end of games, that are actually alive. Everybody else is dead, so it doesn't really matter to them. But then if we call campaign while that person's still out there, then they're at risk trying to get back to town.
I did think about that today.
Yeah.
At one point, somebody was out. I think it was Arno was out looking for like throwies or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I called campaign. Nobody bothered him,
Right.
but it could have potentially been bad for him.
We can just basically let that person signal to us, hey, I'm in town, or go ahead, or whatever.
Sure.
Before we actually, that way they can do like a cool walk or whatever.
Sure.
Do like an awesome
Everybody's
walk off
watching
the
them.
field.
Yeah.
See what I did?
I'm okay with that though. I mean,
I-
I
yeah,
think
as
it
soon as
has
they
to be
get
within a
safe or
timely
whatever.
manner.
Sure.
Obviously, like you can't just sit out there for 10 minutes. But
Maybe just like the preparation time, be like, you got a minute to get in, but if you get ready before then, let us know and we'll call campaign going.
Sure.
That way it's kind of like on them.
I also think it's
Doing a big
going to
clear
be a
walk.
bit different once we go to property because, like, the way that the battleground is set up, it's like right next to town. So like, it's very easy to just like walk right back into the safe zone. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit different, I think.
True.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I think as far as park days, we should be good. Because usually after Last Man, I try to wait, a
Sure.
few minutes,
Sure.
so that everybody's got their bearings collected before I call campaign. So I think we should be good.
Okay. What do you got?
Great day. The day had a great flow. It was a lot of fun.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
I'm not going to be a Sith,
100%.
but it is
Yep.
very, very, very close. 99.99%.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as there's a chance, I got a question here. Does distract force people out of hide?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, there you go. We don't think so.
Because it
We
does
don't
not
think so.
say anti, whatever, like in the effect.
Like, would
it
they
doesn't
still
say-
have to like go over
Yes,
there? They
they'd
just
be
wouldn't pull
hidden.
them out of hide.
Yeah, they'd just be hidden.
It would use some of their hide time though.
Yeah. Yes. And they can't even come if they if like let's say they get over there and then their hide time just runs out while they're sitting there. The mechanic of them coming out of hide whenever they have to because of like the time running out and they're within 15 feet of anyone, they can't attack anybody for 3 seconds anyway. So they would be just stuck there
Is
defending
that
themselves.
are they also invulnerable during that window like the 3-6? So they could be stabbed, they just can't stab.
They can defend themselves. They just can't attack. Yeah.
Okay, and that doesn't work. Like if somebody's like detect hidden or uses an ability like that, they can instantly defend themselves, right?
I think so. I think
I mean,
it's
that's how
only,
it should
it's a-
be.
yes, I think it's only if they're forced out via the time.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I mean?
fair.
Like their time
Sure.
runs out and they can't get away from everybody. I'm not going to extend their time.
That makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
All right. I have. If you feed your children frozen nuggets, are you a terrible parent?
I don't know.
That was the entirety of the.
I read that wrong. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't like reading jokes. You read
Okay.
them.
All right. So this says, if you feed your children frozen nuggets, you are a terrible parent. Take a few seconds and microwave them at least.
Your children?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Oh man.
This is why I don't have a corner because I'm terrible at punchlines. I
Maybe
can't
it's
even-
just like timing, you just gotta like read it like they
or
wrote it.
Not read it like you're dyslexic. I read the words.
Yeah, you were
backwards.
like, oh, parent, terrible. Nuggets, frozen.
Frozen? Question at the end.
Thanks for the jokes and the suggestions.
Yeah,
though.
they're very funny.
Yeah. We'll just make
My turn?
Daveen read them every time now.
Except
can't
the
even
really
read.
terrible ones, and then I have to read those really quickly.
Yeah. I thought that was a funny joke, but that's fine. We'll talk about that after the podcast.
I have roleplay was great today. Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
I agree with all that.
It was.
I agree 99.9%.
It was. This is a, I don't know if it's a suggestion, but it says, tell the fangs to stop eating me.
Okay.
Hey, Fangs, stop eating the anonymous person, please.
Yeah, you're consuming somebody apparently.
Yeah, and I would expect that of North, but not necessarily you.
Yeah.
I mean, they are called the Fangs.
That's fair.
Eh.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Here we go. Got hit in the head with a can of Pepsi today.
Ouch.
Yeah. But don't worry, I'm okay. It was a soft drink.
Nice.
Yeah. That's funny. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not signed the Jester, but I feel like it is the Jester, you know?
There's a telltale smiley face on it there.
Yeah.
You think that's the giveaway?
Maybe. I've seen that smiley face before.
It's kind of a creepy smiley face, bro.
Is it pupilless?
Yeah, look at this thing.
Yipes.
Yikes.
You guys want to see it?
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that works or not, but
Up, 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 up. Right there. And down. Okay, there you go.
yeah, that's all I got.
You good, bro?
I have Karoff's speech of his backstory was fantastic and epic.
Yeah.
It was.
It was.
I agree.
And I would like to add to that during the last man standing, at some point, I think maybe you were trying to rile him up or somebody was. Maybe it was Mercer.
It was
It was
me.
Mercer.
And this guy let out a freaking roar that I was like, holy crap, that was impressive. He was like, "Rah!" Like loud, dude. And I was like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And I made sure he heard me too, because it
Yeah.
was super sweet.
It was.
Yeah.
It was great.
Heard you.
He heard me.
He heard
Cool.
him.
Thanks.
Yeah, I
But
was
yeah,
trying.
his like what we do is we usually have somebody whenever they have their backstory, we read it. They read it to me and Daveen usually just in the tavern, and we're like waiting for him to get over to the tavern. We're like, hey, everybody, gather around. We're gonna this guy's gonna read his backstory or whatever, you know. And we're like, where is he? And then we look over and he's like standing on the other table.
Yeah, he's like, this is my tale. Dude, this is awesome, dude.
Yeah. It was
I
pretty
rewarded him by giving him a core today. I took him over to my car
Nice.
and was like, hey, pick out one of these golf clubs if you would like to use it.
This fine elven
Wow.
metal.
Yeah, exactly. I got like 10 of them in there.
Oh, wow.
Jeez, bro.
Probably shouldn't advertise that.
He even
Yeah,
had like a little
but
bit.
they're
Of,
spoken for.
he even had like a little bit of audience interaction. There was parts
Yeah.
where people were asking him different
They're, like,
things.
cheering.
It was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool.
It makes me want to redo my story. Actually, I'm not sure I've ever read my story, but I don't know if it's possible to read a 14-page story.
No.
And I wouldn't make everybody like do it that way, but it's really cool that he did it that way.
Yeah,
like,
agreed.
Because some people are a little bit more nervous about like reading their stuff.
Yeah, it
out
seems
to
like he's
everybody,
super
but-
charismatic. He's a good one to have out there. In fact,
And
all
he
the
had his-
people that come with Sarvok, Takimura, all of them do like a really good job about just being in it. Like,
Yeah.
And he even had like a modified squire crown. He brought
Yeah.
his squire crown
I
back
saw it.
and put like horns on it.
Yeah.
And he also
Awesome.
was talking about how he was a blacksmith, and he literally wears like a blacksmith apron, which is really cool. I
Nice.
really appreciate having him out there.
Yeah. I think he's a breath of fresh air.
Gotcha.
Is it on me?
Yep.
I got the last one.
That's it,
You have
man.
the last
It says, question for podcast. Which players, past or present, fit their clans the best or plays it the best, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, I
Don't.
did have...
Don't.
Don't you dare
Don't
do it.
you even.
Okay.
I
trying to
didn't
think.
even have to look at him, and I knew.
Oh man, let me think here.
I have to say that
I guess like the theme of... I guess it's an opinion, so...
Yeah,
just
it's
like
an
whatever.
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. I'm thinking.
no, it's fine. You go.
I was just thinking. So.
I think my current answer, like based on the people that are out there right now, so I'll give a current answer. My current answer would be Trinity in the Fangs. We all good?
Yes.
So my current answer would be Trinity in the Fangs, and the reason is because that man is bloodthirsty. He just wants to kill people, and that literally like is spot on with what they want to do.
It is.
And so I don't like it when Valnir's not there because like I.
The question you just asked. Can I see it? I was trying to be quiet.
Come on, man. I mean, I just feel so disrespected right now.
I was. Sorry.
Anyway, I dislike it when Valnir's not there because I want him there. But some of my funnest interactions with the things have been when Trinity is leading in Valnir's absence, because he's just like, go kill people. And it makes for a lot of fun combat in campaign basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Yeah, and he'll make you think he's like making an agreement or a deal
Oh
with
yeah,
them, and then he'll
dude,
just
he's
stab at you.
literally the perfect bad guy. Like
is.
it's awesome. I love it. Anyway,
That is nice. This is past or present.
right? Anything
I think that
or future?
there was a time whenever we were at the property
Yep.
where we had multiple fairly full clans
Okay.
that had fairly decent leaders. I mean, some of
That's
them
true.
were better than others.
Sure.
I really miss those days whenever it comes to like figuring out what clan you fit in the best. Like there
True.
were people that switch back and forth because they're like, hey, this person, fits my personality better.
Sure.
I fit better with their goals. It was really nice to see full clans out there and see people fit in where they needed to be.
True.
Where I think now we have multiple clans, but they don't always show up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the only real beefs that I have about our current lords is, I understand that things happen, like jobs happen and those kind of things, but like as a regular, if you're a lord, like I almost feel like you should be showing up every week, like almost without exception. I mean, obviously things happen, real life happens, but yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're a lord or a lady, you should take it a little bit more serious than everybody else does.
Yeah, because you can't expect your clan members to take it that serious if
True.
or devote that
Sure.
hard to it if you can't.
And to be fair, there's also a line, because I feel like in the past I've maybe taken it too serious sometimes, where I'm like, you have to show up X time. You know what I mean? Like if you miss so many times, strike. If you don't wear your costume, strike. If you get out of role play, strike. And so like maybe I think that there's probably a line of like too serious with it too sometimes. But I think that's like kind of what she was talking about, is you're going to find a clan lord that you vibe with better than anyone else, right? So I've had people in my clan where they're like, it's too much. Like if I miss a week, I don't want to feel accosted for it. That's fine. You just don't belong in my clan.
Right.
Like I know, like, you know what I mean? I know that sounds rough, but and then you have other clans who are like super casual with it. You show up when you show up. That's not my thing, but there are clans like that. So you can literally fit in any way you want to LARP. There's going to be somebody for you.
Right. I guess my thing is more actually having full clans and clan leaders there. Mm-hmm. Regardless of who was in what clan, that's what I miss, and that's what I think was the best part of that. I mean, I know it's not directly answering the question.
No, you
but-
definitely avoided the question. You politicked like politician answered the question.
That was definitely
That was like a Joe Biden answer.
I was going to say Hillary Clinton answer, but
No, listen, we're not breaking any rules.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
You're right. My
Yep.
bad. My bad.
I did it too.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Sorry
Yeah,
about
I
that.
mean, I definitely didn't pick favorites, but that was my favorite like clan type thing
No.
that we did.
I mean, I have favorite. I see. I don't want to say it because I'm going to pull a North, but I have like favorite things that I was involved in too. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Right.
this was way cooler than anything else I did,
Yeah,
and like that maybe fit my personality better than any of the other ones that I did.
right. And even though I avoided the question, I was still trying to point out you should get your people there.
Yeah, true.
And there's something else to be said about this, kind of on the same page with this, is that eventually there's going to be a resource that is entered into the game, kind of like how copper is now. There's going to be a thing called resources. Actually, that's like the name of it.
That are literally more valuable than money.
And yes, and there are, you are, the only way you're going to get them at the lowest cost basically to you is on attendance. So if you have, the more attendance you have, the more likely that you are to get these things for basically free based on your previous month's attendance.
And I was
So
gonna say,
eventually
and
this
to
is
be
going,
clear, this is clan attendance, not like individual attendance. Like if you have a piece of property, or if you have a keep out there, right?
Right.
And your people show up and you're like the number one seed, right? You're the number one clan. You've earned that. And all of your people show up every single week for the entirety of the time, you're going to get your full amount of resources. Mm-hmm. But if you have people not coming and all this other things like throughout the month, you may only get half your resources.
And then, and then your potential resources are going to be sold to everybody else. So they may have to pay for them a little bit, but they're going to get them. They wouldn't even have access to them. You would control how you traded them and whatever if you were the one to get them through your attendance.
Right. Which, to be fair, was kind of always my plan if I was going to be a clan lord, is make sure my people there are in completely monopolize one particular resource.
Right.
Everybody needs wood to build whatever. Well, you're not getting any from me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Die. We'll both die on this hill. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, there's also other ways to get resources, like you can raid and some other things, but that's conversations for later. But I agree. Basically, the short version of the story.
Right.
So
if you're doing everything right, I guess, if you're doing everything in an ideal way, and if you have the crown too, your resources are directly deposited where you can get to them.
No one can get to
anybody else getting them. Yeah, so then it's really important. I couldn't imagine winning the crown and all this and being in a high position, and then your people aren't showing up, and you're having to.
See, that's
gonna be
another
motivated.
reason why, like, as a clan lord, like, I feel like you almost have to be like dictator-ish, you know.
Or you have to.
Sorry, dude.
Or you have to find a group of people that all have the same common, like, goals and interests that you do, that you're all working together for the same purpose.
True. And it's easiest to do with friends, but you could do technically with anyone. I mean,
Yeah. And I would say I'm friends with most people.
yeah, I would say
That are
that's
at
probably
Phlarp.
not true.
I mean, they probably don't like me, but I like everybody out there.
That's a lie.
Well, you said that wasn't true, so
Well, I don't like you.
cool.
I'm just kidding. Anyway,
Thanks for clarifying.
anything else we got?
I don't have anything else to do.
Hold on.
Everybody do their thing.
Whoa. First off, everybody gets their outro. Okay. I just got to remember the name of it. Hold on. So it's Erik's Epic.
Spectacular.
Oh, okay. This is spelled wrong. I'll just put spectac. What's the last word?
Suggestions.
Oh, okay. I'm real dumb. I have to write everything down. All right, I'm ready when y'all are. And that was
Erik's Spectacular Suggestions.
Woo! Thank
Okay.
you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thanks for remembering for us.
Yeah, I got it. Do you need to read my Erik's Spectac suggestions?
Nope.
No? Okay.
We forgot the question last week, so we got to forget something every now and then.
That's true.
This week it was at me.
But I didn't forget.
No, he didn't.
You
He's
did.
got my
Good
back.
job.
Yeah.
Good job.
He's definitely got my 6.
You got anything else?
Not I.
Well, we hope you keep listening.
And
We hope you keep battling in the name of our capital, Darvishan.
and
We hope to see you all next week. Bye.